making time for your creativity, for singing and writing and music making. This can be one of the greatest challenges, the biggest obstacles when it comes to making this a real part of your life. We lead such full lives. We are not just artists. We are mothers and fathers and friends and daughters and sons, and we have all these other roles in life. Whether you work full-time, work part-time, have a business on the side, have a full-time business, you're running a household. Amidst all of that, where does your music fit in? What if I told you you don't need hours of free time to be creative? If you're waiting for the right time to sit down and write or sing or really give your art your full attention, that might be the very thing keeping you disconnected from it. In this episode, I want to show you a different way to approach your creative practice, one that actually fits into your life as it is right now. Welcome to Singer-Songwriter, a space to reconnect with your voice, your music, and the songs waiting to be written. I'm Lainey, singer and songwriter, voice and creativity coach. If you've ever dreamed of writing and singing your own songs, but doubt or perfectionism keeps getting in the way, then grab that notebook full of ideas. It's time to open your voice, trust your sound, and express yourself freely. Your songs are waiting. Let's bring them to life. There was a time when I thought my creative practice only counted if I had a full block of time. Like I needed an hour, maybe 2. Enough time to really get into it, get in the zone, make something meaningful, and feel like I did it right. And if I didn't have that time, I just wouldn't do anything. Days would go by, sometimes weeks, and I'd feel more and more disconnected from my voice, from songwriting, from that part of myself that came alive when I was making music. That all or nothing mentality of either I have to have this deep session to make it count, or do nothing at all. That thinking drove a wedge between myself and my creativity, my voice and my music. What really started to shift things for me was letting go of that all or nothing mindset, that perfectionism showing up again. And letting go of that, I was able to find a way to stay connected in smaller, simpler ways. Not perfect by any means. So if you struggle to find time to create, to sing and write and make music, if you feel like you have to do it right and the conditions have to be perfect in order to make music and creativity a part of your life, you are not alone. Most singer-songwriters I work with aren't lacking the desire, that burns brightly inside of them. But they're trying to fit their creativity into a life that's already full. Believe me, I get it. I've got 2 boys. One is 3.5, one is 10 months on the edge of walking. So I don't even really have my hands right now. I'm walking him around the house and around outside and wherever we go. He's holding those 2 hands and I'm helping him with every step, my back hurts a lot. But it's short-lived, and it'll be so worth it when he finally lets go and takes those first steps. Just him, standing upright, moving forward in the world. It'll be worth it. But right now, it's really hard to find a time and to find the free hands that I need to make music. And when life is full, sometimes that's when we need music the most. So we have to simplify it. We have to find a way of working that actually fits so that you can stay connected to your voice and your songs without needing everything to be ideal. Because what does that even mean? Fitting creativity into a full life is possible, but you have to let go of waiting for ideal conditions. If this is something that you know you need support with, building this into your life, staying consistent, reconnecting to your voice, book a vocal breakthrough session with me. You can get personalized guidance with your voice, your creative process, your songwriting, and building a practice that actually fits into your life, that's actually life-giving and works for you and your voice and your process and your music. You can learn more and book a session at reawakenyourvoice.com/coaching. reawakenyourvoice.com/coaching. You don't need more time to be creative, believe it or not. You just need a way to stay connected to it, especially on the days when life is so full. So let's talk about this. I want to go through why the all or nothing mindset keeps you stuck. I want to share with you a simple 20-minute creative practice that you can adapt to your own life. And I'll also share a way to stay connected throughout your day. So let's first talk about that all or nothing thinking, that mentality. It's a way that perfectionism creeps up in our practice. I need an hour or it doesn't count. I need to do these exercises in this order the same way every time or it doesn't count. I need to go deep and be in the zone or it doesn't count. This perfectionism leads to avoidance. The all or nothing mindset disconnects you from your creativity. So what if instead of having these hours of time blocks devoted to your art, which yes, would be amazing and ideal, and sometimes we get that, but most days are full and we have to find a way to weave it in. So what if, rather than waiting for these spacious time blocks to open up in your schedule, what if you could just find 20 minutes to practice? Not a rigid routine, just a flexible container within which you can connect to your voice, connect to your creativity, and open a doorway to let your creativity flow through. What would that look like? So here's the flow of a 20-minute creative practice that you can make work for you. So this is loose and it's intuitive. You can flow with it. The first component of this practice is grounding and sounding. This can just be like 2 minutes. It can be so simple, just a deep breath. And a sigh. Maybe some light humming. Some gentle movement, stretching. I like to do the ragdoll or forward fold. It's exactly what it sounds like. You fold over. So you're hanging there, standing up. You're standing, hanging over. And just like kind of shaking it all out, letting it loose. And then vertebra by vertebra, you're slowly rolling up until you get to the top. You're standing up straight. You roll your shoulders back. Sometimes I like to walk through a doorway and kind of stretch my arms open in the doorway. But it's gently moving your body, awakening the body and the voice in a very intuitive way. Whatever feels good. This is simple, just a couple minutes. And then maybe you get into some writing. Now, this kind of writing is not songwriting. What I mean is free flow writing, kind of in the style of morning pages, as Julia Cameron talks about in The Artist's Way. You're clearing out mental space by just pouring out the thoughts in your head as they come. And maybe you fill a page. Maybe you keep going and fill 3 pages. Maybe you just jot down a couple ideas. But don't underestimate the power of this writing practice, the power of clearing space. This clears the way for true creative connection. Another component of this 20-minute practice is a vocal warm-up. Now, this can be simply toning, playing with your voice, improvising, using open vowels, voiced consonants, creating music or melodies in the moment. Today, when I was doing my creative practice, my 20-minute creative practice, there were landscapers working outside. And I could hear their, I don't know if it was a weed whacker or a blower or something, but it had this hum, this drone that just sustained through and through. And so when I was in this toning and playful part of my practice, I decided to sing with that as a drone. So I started improvising, making a little melody with that as my home note. And it felt so fun to just make music with these landscapers. They had no idea that I was inside doing this, that I was singing with their equipment. But it's that kind of spontaneous flow that really opens up creativity, rather than these rigid vocal drills that you do the same every time. I found it to be really freeing to allow play, to have a seat at the table, and improvise, make it different, and follow your voice in a way that opens it up. Follow what feels good. If you find a stuck place, wiggle around it, sing through it, gently massage it to open it up. But there's no pressure. No need to overthink it. You're just singing, allowing your voice to make sound. And the final component of this 20-minute practice is to return to music. Give yourself a few minutes to revisit something, whether it's a familiar song, a song you love that just feels good to sing, start to finish. Maybe it's your one song that you're focusing on right now. Maybe you return to a song that's in that messy middle stage and you work through it, even if you're just working through one section. But actually singing through some music is essential, even if it's just a chorus, just a verse, one line that you repeat over and over again until it becomes a part of you. And here's the piece of it that I really love, is this is flexible. You don't have to do all the parts. You don't have to touch on each component. You don't have to do the grounding and sounding and then the writing free flow and then the vocal warm-up and then the returning to music. You don't have to do every single part every day. You can change the order around. You can follow what feels easiest. Some days you might do just one of those things for the full 20 minutes, and that's okay. The point of this is this practice adapts to you and your life and what you need in that moment, that day. And maybe that day you only have 5 minutes. We'll pick a piece of this and do that for 5 minutes. I've shared this metaphor before, but it's something I call the sprinkle and pour method. It's very simple. It's not as fancy as it sounds. But sometimes I think about creativity the same way I think about taking care of my plants. Love my house plants. Love to bring nature inside. But there are days when I have time to really tend to them. I have the time to water them deeply, give them attention, repot them, maybe trim them up a little bit. And that's the pouring, that I'm pouring into these living things. But other days, I'm just walking by with a glass of water and I give them whatever is left, just enough to keep them alive. I've realized that creativity works the same way. Sometimes all we can do is sprinkle. All we can do is sprinkle in these small moments. Just pour a little bit of our glass of water, drips even, into the plant. Those small moments, maybe they're humming, writing a line that comes to you, revisiting an idea. And sometimes we can pour into our creativity. Sometimes we have those deeper sessions where we can write in depth. We can refine our ideas. We can really practice intentionally. So we've got the sprinkle and we've got the pour, and we need both of those as artists to sustain our creativity, like to make singing and songwriting a sustainable part of your life. You need to be able to sprinkle when you can and pour when you can. We need both. They both matter. But hear me on this. The sprinkles are what keep the connection alive, even when life gets full. You don't need to wait for the pouring to stay connected to your creativity. It's those little sprinkles here and there that really keep it alive. So I want to give you something tangible to try. I walked you through this flow of the components that go into a 20-minute practice. And honestly, These components, you can stretch them out to an hour, or you can shrink them down to 5 minutes. That's what I love about this. It's flexible, it's intuitive. You can make it work for you from day to day. Because when you do have time, you want to use it intentionally, right? So we're going to keep a simple structure, keep it light. It's as simple as giving yourself a few minutes to arrive, to sound, to warm up, to settle in. A few minutes to explore, to write, to play with your voice, to follow an idea. And then a few minutes to return to something, whether that's an unfinished song or a familiar piece. This is not about finishing. It's about engaging, staying connected to your music. So here's how you can put this into practice. Set a timer for 20 minutes. And let me tell you, setting that timer keeps me on track because I can get a little distracted. But set a timer for 20 minutes. That's it. No pressure to finish anything. There's no expectation to even create something good. You are just singing, writing, returning to your music. And even if 20 minutes feels like too much today, just do a little sprinkle. That's when you tap into your sprinkle. One line, one sound, one moment of connection. So just to bring this together, you don't need long, perfect stretches of time to be creative. That line of thinking kept me stuck for far too long. A simple 20-minute practice can go a long way. Do not underestimate the power of just touching your creativity. Moving breath and sound through your voice. Staying connected in small ways throughout your day. It makes such a difference. If you're feeling like you want more support in this, figuring out how to actually stay consistent, how to use your time, whatever amount of time you have, how to reconnect to your voice, your creativity. That's exactly what we can work through together. In a vocal breakthrough session, we take all of this and make it personal to you, your voice, your creative process, your life. Because I know things can get wild. Trust me, I am in it. You can learn more and book a session at reawakenyourvoice.com/coaching. This permission to have a practice that changes from day to day, that flows with your mood, your vibe, your day. That's what sustains your creativity. You don't need more time to be creative. You just need a way to stay connected. Thanks for listening, friend. If this episode moved you or inspired you in some way, would you please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or share this episode with someone who's been praying for a vocal breakthrough? Until next time, keep nurturing that song in your heart. Lots of love.